Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Chelsea transfer live stream, which is also called the Chelsea Premier League prediction live stream, where I'm going to be predicting what I believe Chelsea will finish this season. Who are the ones to watch? Who are the ones that we're going to be looking at this season to see if they'll produce or not? And obviously, we have some of my co-hosts from other channels, whether that be from Soccer City TV or Cash OC, who may join, who can also enter into the discussion as well. But yeah, pretty much, obviously, there's been a lot of news in regards to the Chelsea transfer news today. That's going to be something that we're definitely going to be talking about today, no doubt about that at all. We're also going to be discussing some other major stuff that's also taking place in the Chelsea world too. But yeah, the main thing we're going to be discussing today, of course, is about the Chelsea transfer predictions. So big up to you, Stephanie. Hope you're doing well. Listen, man, it's a wonderful day today. It's about really, talking obviously about where I believe Chelsea will finish. Also give you some sort of predicted starting lineup currently that we're gonna have as well. But yeah, man, that's pretty much some of the stuff that I'm definitely gonna be talking about 110%. And obviously some major transfer news, obviously in regards to Tyler Adams, some stuff about the captaincy. Obviously, Reece James has now been given the captaincy as well, so we're going to be talking about that too. But let's start with some of the major transfer news, obviously, and Chelsea news in particular. And the first we're going to be starting about is one of my favorite players. Obviously, you guys know about him a lot, and that is of my boy Benoit Badiashile. He is now officially back in training. So, as you guys know previously, some of the reports that were speaking on Benoit were saying that Benoit's recovering quite fast. He was looking like he was going to be ready and available to play games for us as well. So, hey man, it's looking like that he's been able to do so as well. And hey man, big up to Benoit, bro. At the end of the day, man, all it does is it creates better competition between him and Levi Colwill for that left back position. And plus, another thing that we're not considering as well is the fact that, particularly with someone like Benoit Badiashile, shows capacity and ability. He may be able to play on the RCB if we need him to. If Disasi doesn't pan out, Thiago Silva's injured, you've always got someone there to watch out for. Big up Gabriel, bro. Hope you're having a wonderful evening too. Hey man, make sure obviously to get the likes up. Make sure to subscribe too. It's always appreciated as well. So yeah, man. Obviously, big up to Benoit. Very happy for Benoit to be back, and I look forward to seeing him. He's probably gonna be if he's going to be back at the end of August, you probably won't see him until after what's it called, the friendly break that we have in September, which would be, so you'll probably be seeing him around about mid-September. So September 17th is probably what you're looking at for Benoit Badiashile's comeback to be taking place. So yeah. Let's move on now to our boy Reece James. Obviously, Reece James has basically now been named the new captain of Chelsea Football Club. I'm interested to see what everyone's thoughts are on that, because obviously, Reece James, I think a lot of people are assuming that maybe it'll be Thiago Silva might be the captain this season, and then obviously Reece James will be the deputy to him, and then maybe Enzo and Cho will be the third captain essentially. So I'm interested to see what are your guys' thoughts, obviously, with Reece James. I'm happy for him to be the captain. Hopefully, he's also able to stay fit enough and able enough for for us, so that he'll be able to be on the pitch and lead by example. Hey man, big up, bro. Hope you're having a wonderful day, man. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Yeah, so that's the thing for me. Hopefully, obviously been given the captaincy, big responsibility. I look forward to seeing how he does. I think he will do a good job at the end of the day, in my opinion. So listen, we look forward to seeing how Reece James does. And again, for me, it just comes back to the fact of, is he going to be able to stay fit enough to be able to do so? That's the question for me. As long as he stays fit enough and he's the captain, and is leading by example for me, I'm more than happy for that. Obviously, the backup the backup captain is sent to be Ben Chilwell. Obviously, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reactions to that one still, I'll be honest. To Chilwell being named the vice captain. It doesn't look like a lot of people were happy with that one. with what's it called, Ben Chilwell being named the vice captain. You can probably see by the tweets at the bottom already that people were like, "Oh, what?" And big up my fellow, ex DC United guy that always comes along, Brashy 10. he's on Soccer City TV as well. So big up Steve, bro. So yeah, man, Ben Chilwell, bigs up to him. At the end of the day, man, I look forward Ben Chilwell. Hopefully, if he produces what he was producing under Tuchel and isn't as defensively stupid enough and is able to control himself, I don't see him as bad as a deputy captain. Obviously, he's been giving out these big comments, obviously, in his interviews, saying, I signed that extra 2 years because, I didn't want to leave Chelsea in such a bad state. So listen, man, let's see if you're about that life right now. Obviously, in preseason, you've been doing well going forward. Defensively, you've been looking the same old defensively. As long as you pattern up defensively and you produce what you can still produce, going behind, then I don't think anyone has a problem with Ben Chilwell realistically becoming captain. So yeah, man, guys, get your thoughts. Are you happy with Reece James as your captain and Ben Chilwell as the vice captain? What are your thoughts on that? Would you maybe provide someone like an Enzo, maybe a Thiago Silva as your vice captain? I'd be interested to hear from you guys because I don't mind having Ben Chilwell as the vice captain. In my opinion, I think I feel like he's a good enough leader. Yes, maybe some may say like his performances may not, be valued enough to be the backup, but hey ho, we move. And listen. As usual, this is Casually FC's one of the main snakes on there. You know him as Winter Surfer, though. So hello, Winter. How you doing?
You say snake? Is that what you said?
One of the big heads of snake. Like the Greek.
Oh, right? Like a Hydra. You're talking about Hydra.
Yes, exactly. Maybe I didn't say it properly.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, that's all.
What are we doing? Pochettino chose. Oh, right. Okay.
So I just started right now. I was just talking about obviously the fact that Reece James is now the captain and that Ben Chilwell was the vice captain. And I'm surprised that obviously I know some people have been having a few hot takes on Ben Chilwell not being too pleased with being the vice captain. But I said at the end of the day, for me, I think again, as long as he's able to do well enough defensively and he's good enough in attack, I don't necessarily see it, in my opinion, as a problem to have Ben Chilwell as your backup captain, in my opinion. So,
but let's face it, man. I mean, I think the football captain really only does one thing, and that's flip a coin. You know what I mean? I really do. No, I think it's more of a symbol than it is an actual doing anything. I get that, right? Yeah. It's more of a, you know what I mean? I mean, because if you look during our glory period when we had John Terry was the captain, but we had about 5 or 6 on at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's like I think if a captain plays well, I think there was. But what I will say is I don't see Reece being a guy who's shouting a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
To be like that. So it'd be one of those things. But it's like vice captain. I can't remember who was vice. It was Jorginho, wasn't it? So it's like. Under Aspie, wasn't it? Jorginho was.
And it was Aspie and Jorginho, yeah.
I laughed on Lewis's stream, and I laughed because of the injury records of these two guys. I want to know.
That's how I was laughing at too. I made the joke that he can be the captain, but if he's not on the pitch, then he's the captain. So he's got to stay fit up on a bench.
But they both get injured. Yeah, who is next? Roll on down.
Oh my god, man, that is so nasty. Honestly, but yeah, it's crazy, man. But Adrian says I would have preferred a French player being the captain. Listen, man. Obviously, we haven't seen Disasi yet. If he looks like he's good enough to be the captain when we see on the pitch, I wouldn't mind. Benoit seems to be very like a quiet guy from what I've seen from him so far, personally. So I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Who's the other French player we've got? Gusto. He's too young, I would say, probably right now to be the captain anyway. Jokes aside, I thought it would have been Chilwell as captain and then Reece as vice. These players will lead by performance and attitudes as opposed to being overly vocal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the point. I would say. Yeah, a lot. We don't have those guys these days that like what Onana was doing to Maguire, where they literally just go up to your face and start shouting at you. I don't think that's common anymore. Not common anymore in the game, I'm afraid. So it is what it is. And Joel says we need a vice captain for our vice captain.
That's what I mean. We need a. It's like
we need a backup to a backup, right?
It's like MCU when they got rid of Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. Who's up next, bro? Who's the leader? There's no leader.
There's no one else. No, yeah, man. We haven't been grooming enough leaders, man, for the next generation.
Yeah,
that's saying that.
Exactly.
There's not enough sidekicks. But hey, man, listen, man. We, honestly, I think obviously after that, all good news. Obviously there was the news that Badia Shaw's now back in training, which is a really good thing in my opinion. Obviously, we already know that it was like kind of ahead of schedule, but I think probably what the club's aiming for him is that probably after the friendlies, he'll probably be back. I would say the September friendlies. So around
Yeah,
about
I
September
presume
17th.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Got December, so.
Mm-hmm. You know what, man? Obviously, let's go far. It's not that much news, to be honest, today. Where is it? No, we don't really care about you. Yeah, obviously, Cassidy, as I've said, is gone to Leicester now on loan for a season. Again, I think for me, I've said this before. I think he's a good loan in my opinion. Obviously, he was at Wigan for 6 months. Somewhere where they were pretty much getting relegated.
Reading,
if you're
yeah.
being honest. Reading, my bad, Reading, where they're pretty much getting relegated at the end of the day. So I'm not sure he's getting that much experience there. If you're being honest, but going to someone like Leicester, who are similarly to like Ian Maatson, where you're going to be fighting for first or second place in the Championship to get that automatic promotion. It's going to be a very competitive environment. At the end of the day, you're going to be at least be playing 2 times a week, if I'm not mistaken, in the Championship as well. So hey, that'll be good experience for him. The manager also wants him as well at Leicester.
Oh my God! What have I just seen?
What happened?
David Ornstein just said Arsenal are paying a £3 million loan for David Raya plus a £27 million option.
That is crazy.
£3 million loan plus a. Oh my God!
That
is outrageous. David
that has
Ornstein
to be outrageous. That is outrageous, bro.
I got the notification, so I know it's him.
Yeah, it's Arsenal take.
Wow,
that is crazy. That is a better deal, They're really just getting this guy for 27 million, essentially. If you're trying to be, that is crazy. Is that like an obligation to buy, or is that just like an option to buy?
It's an option. It's a buy option.
My God, that is even
Not
worse,
even a commitment.
man. No way. They've actually fleeced Brentford, They've actually fleeced them. Oh my God. How have they accepted that?
I don't know. All I know is they wanted 40, didn't they, at the start?
Big up JVM, bro. Hope
and
you
they turned down. Mad.
That is a mad. Isn't it? So did they turn down 40 million from like thingy, isn't it?
I think they bid 35. So.
Bro, even that, bro. If you've turned down 35 million for that, that's crazy, man. I have to say, man, that's outrageous. But listen,
that's mental.
Man. Speaking of which, man, we need to talk about.
Sorry about that. I do apologize. I just.
No, man. Obviously, no. Me too, bro. I can't believe that. That is nasty business, man. That is some nasty business for Arsenal, man. But hey. Oh yeah, I know, Kisa, but I would have thought, bro, that Brentford would have at least tried to get that to be an obligation, bro. But the fact they've really got as an option to buy makes it worse, because if he doesn't do well for them, they're not even going to get any money from them. The best they've got from him is what, 3 million, and it's back to you. So
that is mad. That's mad. That might be the maddest deal I've seen.
That is outrageous, bro. Outrageous. But listen, man, let's get back to Chelsea. And let's talk about this bold forward here, aka Romelu Lukaku. Seems to be back in common training. Obviously, I know that we have like a group of players that are playing on one side that are going to be definitely playing for us, and then there's like the group that's going to be taken away and out of what's it called? Going to be
guys with no squad numbers. It's the guys with no squad numbers.
Essentially, yeah. So obviously he's here training and everything. But you know what, man? There was actually a report yesterday from a tier 1 what's it called, Juventus guy, and he was reporting the fact that what's his name, Vlahovic had a medical test at what's it called, at Munich, and obviously one of the people said to me that they a lot of like Italian players go to Munich to get their medical checkups done and everything. So I was wondering, is that maybe the club themselves maybe possibly checking up on like Vlahovic, possibly, because obviously we know that there's a rumor
possibly
so you never know on that one. So and obviously we know,
I think it's possibly to rule out anything, so
fair enough,
so we don't go Biggie Sweats.
Biggie Sweats is a new one, bro.
Biggie Sweats, that's outrageous.
That definitely is outrageous.
But I just think it's one of those where he was obviously going to turn up. You know, anything will.
Yeah, we knew.
Any issue where we don't let him in to do things, and then he like sues us for something, and then it's like, you know, it is like day and age. So it's like, okay, exactly. you can come in, but you're training way over there. Don't even bother coming over here. Don't even bother like trying to sit with anyone. You know what I mean? Or you can sit with those who haven't got numbers. That's where you can sit.
Yeah, exactly. You and DH can sit next to each other, literally.
DH, Hudson-Odoi, you can go sit over there, bro. That's where you can go 100%. Sit. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere where we're training, essentially.
Pretty much, exactly. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, I do think, because like this is a debate I was having with a good friend of mine who's actually watched a lot of what did the body language experts have to say? He seems happy and looks ready to play for Chelsea. Oh my God, Adrian. Come on, bro. Let's relax. Think about it. He's not. No, but like, yeah, I was having this debate with a friend of mine, and I was making the point, big up EE, bro. Hope you're doing well. That I think this Vlahovic deal is basically going to happen, whether people like it or not, I'm afraid, because I think it was, what's his name? Matt Law. He was doing somewhere. He was obviously on that the London is Blue pod, which is a pretty good pod in my opinion, anyway, in general, when it comes to stuff like this. And he was actually making the point that the club have been nudging this guy quite constantly. Even Athletic have said this to Saudi Arabia, but because he seems himself as one of the best strikers in Europe, that's why like the Saudi stuff has not been hearing him. But the thing for me is whether or not Poch likes it or not is one thing, of course, but if this is the only way that we're going to be able to basically move on Lukaku, then I think the Vlahovic deal is basically going to have to happen, I'm afraid. And I think a lot of people are not considering the fact that obviously you've got Brojo's coming, obviously, he's coming off a ACL injury. He hasn't played that much. He's still recovering from what it seems like. And there's already West Ham's being in talks with him to possibly come on loan to West Ham too. So you're potentially even losing a striker now. So the market is like almost like, the market's getting smaller and smaller. You're probably not going to go for a Colomwani. Osimhen's off the table. Vlahovic is the only one that you can probably get in to replace Broja, and give competence to Nicholas Jackson. And Nkuku's gone. So you need to bring in someone in, even for that attacking position at the end of the day. So what are your thoughts, bro?
I think the Nkuku thing is really changed the game in terms of how much we are invested in this, in my opinion. I think it now becomes a necessity and opportunity at the same time. The opportunity to get him away, even if it's having to pay a little bit as well. But bringing in a guy who, let's face it, right? I think he's 23. I can't really. He still scored 10 goals in a Juventus team that was absolute dog last season. One of the worst teams. I know we were crap, but Juventus was a different kind of like. But this was even defensive for Allegri. This type of football that he played last season, it was disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I was watching Juve games. It was bad, bro. And what's his name? Yeah, Fingy was going crazy off the. Allegri was having actual mental breakdowns on the pitch. It was have you seen that meme where he's shouting literally off the pitch?
Yeah.
This season, there was one where he was slapping his head non-stop. That happened this season as well. He's actually become a meme. That's why. So yeah. Honestly,
I watched that and going, you've asked him to play this way. So why are you slapping your head? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you've asked them to play this way. It's like, what did you expect them to do? You literally asked them to play this way. It's absolute it's madness. Just madness.
Yeah. The problem with the Wahi deal is when we get to David Washington, apparently the reason we're not going in for Wahi anymore is because it's a 40 million euro fee now. So, and the club don't want to pay 40 million euros for Wahi because of the fact that Frankfurt and West Ham are coming for him. So the reality of the situation is the club have instead gone for David Washington to be the striker now for Strasbourg, essentially. So that's why we're not bringing in Wahi, I'm afraid.
Plus, I read that today. That deal's not. I read that today. I don't think that deal's completed yet, right? There's still
Which
a
one?
bit stuff to do. The Washington deal?
No, it's
swear
Here
I
We Go.
saw
It's pretty much
some-
complete. No, it's
Oh,
it's,
okay.
we got,
I thought I
we
saw
got Here We Go
something-
yesterday.
I thought I saw. Right. Okay. I swear.
What happened was so far is that on Friday when it got announced essentially that Chelsea Santo were going to accept the 20 million bid. Monaco have a first right of refusal apparently on the player for some reason. I'm not sure because of a previous agreement, and they had until Monday to respond. So obviously they didn't respond on Monday, so then that's why it was all completely finished. Joe says Lukaku went from disrupting the first team to disrupting the under 14s. Okay, big up to Jacob. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Even with a fit in Nkunku, we needed a second striker. Vlahovic is a good player. He just didn't fit Juve. Fair enough. And Joel says Vlahovic has Kai Havertz 2.0 written all over him. Oh my god! Well,
Who's
listen,
that?
he said Joel says that. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if it's necessarily Kai Havertz 2.0, but we'll see on that one. In my opinion, 40 million is too much. I agree. If you can get a deal to 25,
I'm not going to pay 40 million.
Yeah.
Big
Big up Blue Lounge.
Plus.
Hope you're doing
Big
well.
up Blue Lounge. Big up.
And big up Chelsea till I die too. But yeah, listen, I think obviously if you can get the fee, I've said this before, 20 to 25 or even 30. If it's like 25 plus 5 in add-ons, I don't think that's necessarily an issue anyway at the end of the day.
I think we put in, I read today, and obviously, like I tell everyone, take it with a pinch of salt. I think we put in a bit of 28 million euros, I read, something like that. And they want closer to 35. So we'll probably end up playing like 32 or something like that. You know,
fair enough.
It'll be your 30 with add-ons or something like that.
100%. So, guys, listen, obviously, there's a bunch of you guys in the chat. I'm literally only 10 away now from 400 subscribers. Get the likes up, get the subscribers up. That's all you ask for. You know what I'm saying? We're here to talk about Chelsea, obviously. Obviously, when these transfer news, once we finish up the transfer news roundup, we're going to be giving our Chelsea predictions today. So, where do you think Chelsea's going to finish? Right. Some people might not like what I have to say, and ironically, I've decided today, Surfer, to be rational Ahmed. You know what I'm saying? I've tried to be as rational as possible.
Rational Ahmed. Hey, this guys, flip it. Flip the entire stream.
Yeah, clip this stream. Trust me about that one. Vlahovic deal just needs to be cheap. I think that's a fair point.
Well, that's why I don't think they want to go above 30 to 35. Because if you add that with what they rate Lukaku in between 40 and 45, so you're adding next to 80. Essentially, they don't want to go above that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just like someone said in the chat about before. We still need to buy a forward. Even before Nkunku's injury. So
yeah, fair enough. All right, so let's go on to this news, which is on Tyler Adams. So we've known, I think, since the start of this week that Tyler Adams is apparently was a target that Chelsea were looking for. It seems that now it's going to be Tyler Adams plus Caicedo, and talks have already started now between both the club and the player. And I'm not really got your thoughts on this, Surfer. Like, what are your thoughts on Tyler Adams? Actually.
Well, he's currently injured, but everyone going, well, he's got a dodgy injury record. That's not really true if you look at actually the dates of the injuries. He's not constantly injured. I think an opportunity again, £20 million release clause. His stats before he got injured last year were very good. They're better than Lavia's, who's been quoted at 50 million. And then you can see, as much as Leeds were bad last season, when he went out of the team, they took it from there where their fate was sealed. I'm not saying they might have not survived anyway, but they would have a better chance of Tyler Adams in there. He is an actual six. He's an old school DM essentially, where he will sit there, break up the play, and pass the ball to the more talented people. The thing I don't like the reaction to Tyler Adams is the fact that people are automatically thinking Andre Santos is going to leave. When it's like, people, why have we pigeonholed Andre Santos in the defensive midfield role when he can do the 8 role as well? Obviously if the reports to be believed and they're pressing ahead, they're obviously happy with whatever the hamstring issue is. He's probably over that, and he's just getting back to fitness. He won't even if he's signed, he won't play against Liverpool. At all, and I think it's just a good option to have. Okay, and if it doesn't work out, even if we won't lose much on him. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's a good addition. It's a good addition for me to have. I think when it comes to someone like Tyler Adams, everyone looks at he's American and then thinks he's not a good player. But I think it's a good addition and it's a good opportunity to go for. So I'm happy with that addition. Yeah, hit those likes.
All right, so I've spoken about Tyler Adams before. I genuinely think probably what the club is seeing in him is a placeholder for the time being, in my opinion. Obviously, you got Ugo Chukwu, who you brought in recently. He's probably likely to go out on loan to Strasbourg, and this is someone that watches Stade Rennes. You know what I'm saying? I actually watched this football club. Surfer can back me up because I actually talk about these guys a lot. You know what I'm saying? And this is like the French team I watch. So this guy is still not ready. You know what I'm saying? He needs time. That's why he's probably going to Strasbourg to learn his trade and to do stuff. The other thing with Santos is, from what I know and from what I've seen from him, from the Under-21 World Cup as well, particularly, and when he plays for Vasco da Gama, which was in Brazil, his team, he apparently is much better in the second or third phase of play. Apparently, his attacking bit is much more better as an 8 than he is as a 6, if that makes sense, from what I've heard from him. So, obviously, him being a backup to Enzo seems actually a bit more of a likelier scenario and makes a bit more sense in my opinion, anyway. And the other thing we need to understand is, Tyler Adams only been bought for 20 million. Let's say in a year or two, let's say next year or the year after, we see that Ugo Chukwu has become like this almost like top tier, if not world class, like CDM. We've got him for another 5 years. We can bring Ugo Chukwu in. We can then move on Tyler Adams for 30 to 40 million pounds. You know what I mean? We can make a nice little tidy profit on him too. And that's something I don't think people are also thinking about from a club's perspective either. So it's actually for me pretty much a win-win situation. He can hold the bench. You have Caicedo there. You can play 1 or 2 games if you need him to. He's obviously very good at positionally, in my opinion, from what I've seen from him. Good positional play. Yeah. He's able to break up play. We don't need him to do a lot. We just need him to break up play and pass the ball to the people who know how to attack. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with it. You can bring him on during games to shut things out or extend the tide.
He's a much better option than Gallagher, bro. That's all I'm saying. Imagine bringing. Would you rather bring on Tyler Adams or would you rather bring on Gallagher? You know what I'm saying? To do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you want playing the pivot in some games? You don't, do you? So.
Yeah. Just quickly to answer EPL's Taz question, which I've had up for a while. The reason why the Kudus deal is actually slowing down is because Kudus wants a release clause and Brighton don't want to put it in there. It seems that It seems that the players are learning after what's happened to Caicedo that they need to put in release clauses when it comes to Brighton, essentially. Yeah. So they've cooked themselves.
Smart. That's very, very smart. That's very smart. I hope Brighton agree to the buyout clause, and I hope the buyout clause. They're buying it for 40, right? I hope the buyout clause. Yeah. That's what I would have put if I was Kudus. I want it to be 45 and 50, like that.
Hey, Kisa said, if you look at all of our signs, they're not the finished player. So they need to be cheap. I get that. I think that's a fair point. Corey Pirate, bro, welcome. We need to get some positions in ASAP, like attacking mid, a backup right wing, and a DM, please. Listen, bro, you've heard me before. I've banged on that drum for quite a while. We'll see if it happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. Obviously, you know what this club is like. 1 minute we're not signing anyone, everyone's angry. The next minute they've got 2 signers off the door. So let's hope that happens. Adams is a good backup from Caicedo. That's what he says. Real Chris. Listen, don't make me ban you again, Chris. That's all I'm saying, big man. Real Chris is saying that he's heard from his Leeds sources. That I had to put that Leeds sources. That he doesn't sound too good. That's apparently according to him.
But the thing is with the reports is that with when we're linked to Elise, we're still trying to find out the extent of his hamstring injury, right? It's Tyler Adams that we're pushing forward more and more. Of being personal terms, so we probably haven't gone in just to buy him. We've probably looked to see what the health is of him. So I have no idea what his potential is. I've never seen him play.
I think he's got a high ceiling. He's got a talent to be like a good top player. Maybe like almost like a if I was to say CDM level, like he's not. I don't think it's like world class. But like top player, that's under world class in my opinion. Someone that can be a very serviceable, almost like a John Obi Mikel, I would say. We had John Obi Mikel at the football club. Someone that's a good, solid top that can play in the top team, be that CDM that you need him to be. Pretty much, I think that's a fair a response. I would say. He says, I think Kudus is waiting for other serious clubs to bid. Also, Brighton is getting now, but is good now, but it never lasts. I actually also think that it was actually, again, from the Londoners Blue podcast when Matt Law was speaking to the host there. He was saying that don't write off Kudus off the Chelsea list. Apparently, obviously, he's obviously Brighton may have brought in a bid that has been accepted, but it's a wait and see approach. So you never know, man. You never know. Maybe if we get the Caicedo deal done beforehand, and then we rip Kudus off of them. You never know about that one. EPL says we are one injury, Jackson, away from being 12th again. You know what, man? I can't. Who would have as Broha is not even ready yet. So, yeah. Oh my God! I just deeped it. Jackson is actually only fit striker right now. How do you thought about that? So
which is why they're going after Vlahovic.
It's got to be because man.
The reason they'll probably go after Vlahovic is because anyone else is going to cost them the 80 million or something like that already made, ready to go, and this is probably why they'll favour the Vlahovic deal more. So
exactly. Okay then. I think we've discussed the Tyler Adams deal enough. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this. This is from Matt Law. Obviously, as you guys know, and I spoke about in my previous video yesterday about Infinite Athletic. Basically, they're the new brand of the front sponsor of the football club. They're apparently going to be set to be paying around about £50 million, according to like some of the major sources that have come out. Around about 50 million from CFC Newspaper to be exact. And essentially, big up Jared, bro. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, so apparently they're meant to be paying around about £50 million for the front shirt sponsor, but apparently Matt Law's now come out to say the final value of Chelsea's proposed sponsorship with startup company Infinite Management will be governed by the Premier League's fair market value rules. So we don't know what that means, but we'll find out. Maybe they're trying to say that they're going to lower it or something like that. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll see, man. We'll see. What are your thoughts actually on that? Because obviously getting 50 million, bro, I'll be real, that's a crazy amount of money we've been able to bag in my eyes, particularly with the fact that, we had 40 million under 3. We're not even in the UCL this season, in my opinion. And the fact we've been able to get 50 million pounds for me is a good amount of money in my eyes, like a great deal.
So before today, I'd never heard of this bloody panel before in my life, this fair market thing. I would like to know how they judge what a fair market is, considering that the Premier League is the most watched league in the world, is the best league in the world in terms of, just like television rights and something like that. What do they decree marketplace value? That's what I want to know. And also, I read something that they renegotiate. I mean, how can you tell someone, a club, that you need to renegotiate because the sponsorship is paying you too much? I mean, who does the market thing? Who does the market thing for the Premier League when they get sponsors? Because I want to know, that, right? Who does that? Who does the market? So, because I'd probably tell you right now that the television rights probably get people pay way over the odds for television rights.
100%.
We get market value on that, right? You can tell in the next few minutes, and they put billions in again. Why is that too much? That's what I don't get. Second of all this thing about being a new company, I think they just merged with another company and changed their name recently or something like that. So it's still the same company, it's merged with someone else and it's a new name. That's what happens, folks. Just do your research. Hey, like yesterday, I was listening to a couple of spaces and people going, yeah, but isn't it dodgy to get it 5 days before the season starts? And I was going, when would you like them to announce the sponsorship? What, in October? Would that be better?
That's what I'm saying.
Where was the rule that you can't? Did I miss something where someone announced that you have to announce a sponsorship by a certain date? Did you want us to do it at half time against Liverpool, where we start the game with no sponsorship on the front, and then in the second half we do it with a new sponsorship? I don't know what it is with this club at this moment in time, where people are like stuff like that.
Bro, that doesn't even make sense to me, in my opinion. Like, obviously, at the end of the day,
I don't know. I think it, for me, the whole thing is still to do with the owners, and it's like I don't remember anything like this under Roman Abramovich. Do you know what I mean? Like second guessing or stuff like that, or you know, like when we got the free sponsorship, no one guessed that. They just didn't like free. It didn't look nice on the front, but no one turned.
No one was, when we made the Nike deal, no one was like, when everyone, no one was making comments when we made the Nike deal. Like, I don't understand. Like, at the end of the day, we've already known for a while that the club had a 16th of August deadline for the shirt sponsorship for quite a while.
Right. So everyone knew then. So everyone should know then that they were aiming to get the sponsorship probably done for that, right? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad. The only thing I want is I want the lettering to be coloured gold. Like with the badge and everything. No, the badge and stuff. No, it should do. If it looks white, it looks weird. If it's if it looks white, yeah. It would look like it's been photoshopped on there.
100%. Hey, Corey Private, big ups to you. Please, if you get a price for 30 million for Kepa, sell him ASAP and sell Trevor too. I want Gallagher gone too, but I think Poch will keep him. Listen, man, we'll get to Kepa, bro, because I can't believe there's some comments I have to make on that one still. I can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Strange how the Premier League has fair market values for sponsorships, but not for transfer fee and salaries. Listen, man, I agree.
Exactly.
Recently, like Newcastle recently with PIF, they got like a shirt sponsor that got recently accepted, which was you know what I mean, connected to the PIF as well. So listen, man, you know, it's one rule for them and one rule for us, I'm afraid.
Why wasn't the Paramount? Why wasn't the Paramount Plus one was rejected because of the television rights thing over in the States, right? Because Peacock do the Premier League and Paramount Plus. But why wasn't that? Why wasn't that under the market value thing? Why is it one rule for this? And it's you know.
EPL says fair market values in place to ensure they don't inflate sponsorship deals like Mank did with Etihad. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. But
I understand that, but these clubs make hundreds of millions of pounds a year, right?
The
Premier League. I think the Premier League people just finishing in the Premier League earn more than you win in the Champions League. I think you earn just over 100 million if you win the entire Champions League, right? I think you earn 125 finishing. I think you earn more in the Premier League and you'll watch more in the Premier League as well. It's the most. Of course, all the billboards have sponsors on them. Why do you think now everything is odd? We have our own training kits have different sponsorships than the main kits on them. We have a sleeve sponsorships. We're going to look like soon. Football kits are going to look like Formula One drivers.
Oh my God! He's got all the badges, all the.
Yeah.
You know the cars, right? You know the Formula One cars. Oh, they've got all of their stuff.
Yeah.
There's one here, one in the middle.
Even the captain's armband will be like Chelsea's captain's armband, sponsored you by stuff like that. So mad.
So
mod.
Yeah, Keita says that has also, but it'll be sorted pretty hopefully. So Chelsea is a real thing from the media and establishment. Listen, we've known that for a while now, I'm afraid. We did announce with stake earlier, but people are like, no, we didn't announce with stake EPL. What happened was we were in advanced talks, but because the fans had an outrage when they heard about the advanced talks with stake, they pulled out essentially. So that was the difference in that one. I'm not sure how to say your name, bro. If you could just spell it out for me, I don't want to get your name wrong, but I know you're from Casually FC stream. I've seen you before, bro. Hope you're doing well. Reese has big something energy. Yeah. All right, mate. Let's not get too much into that one. Crazy con. But Keith says, the golden one will stick. I agree. Keith says Lord Kepa is not going anywhere. That guy will run down his contract. Hey, man. Keith says, stop that bad juju, man. We don't need a bad juju in this chat.
Yeah, stop that badness. Yeah, stop that badness.
Yes, exactly. If you come back, long back Mank announced shirt deal with Etihad, value more than Madrid and Man United shirt deal. I think that's the time this fair value concept came in as man. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I know about that, but I'm just saying. Obviously, the difference between the Etihad deal and that one is because they were inflating it to a crazy value, whereas with Chelsea, they probably agreed that value because that's what they provided for them. I think that might be the difference. The goalkeeper legends continue in buying from Khan to Neuer and now Kepa. I can't believe we're losing this great player to Bayern. Hey man, I hear that still, bro. I hear that still. Guys, there's a bunch of you in here. Please make sure again to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, please. You know, the more subscribers I get, the more it just increases the channel size for us, and the more people I'm able to attentionize to and help you guys out too. And winning the championship brings in more than Wendy yourself. Oh shit, is it? I actually didn't know that, bro. I'm gonna have to double check that. I didn't
Dude,
know
look
that
at
all.
look at the playoff final. Whoever wins that, whoever gets up in the Premier League as well, they automatic.
yeah.
That's why they get. That's why most of the clubs that go up and down the Premier League are familiar clubs. They get the money and they get the 3 years of parachute payments as well. So it's.
Mm-hmm. And guys, this is the moment we've been waiting for. I cannot believe I've read this last night. This came out, I think, around about 11 p.m. last night. I thought, I thought I was just like, I was about to go to sleep. I read this news and I was like, what is going on, mate? I can't believe it, man. You know what I'm saying? And that was Thomas Tuchel wants Kepa and Bayern are talking to Chelsea, according to Kerry Howe. This guy's a very, very reliable source in Germany, especially when it comes to Bayern talking and everything, from what I know. Top guy. And he says Kepa can well imagine a move. The first talks have already taken place. Next steps decided in the coming days, because Bayern also have two others on the list. Excuse me. And Kerry Howe says Kepa and Bayern Munich would like to loan Kepa with an option to buy. Thomas Tuchel recommended him even if he's used Mendy at Chelsea mostly. And then Mateo Moreto, he's a very reliable guy. He writes for the Relevo, which is in Spain. And he's reported that Bayern Munich plan to present the first offer to Chelsea for Kepa in the coming days. So, first things first, Safa, what were your thoughts here when you heard that Kepa could possibly be leaving Chelsea Football Club after that news?
I don't think that, first of all, let me caveat this for saying I don't think this will happen, but that still won't stop me enjoying this. I think what makes this a strange deal for me is that Thomas Tuchel has put him apparently on the list of goalkeepers, right? Yeah, he benched him for like a year and a half in favour of Mendy, right? Kepa didn't start playing until after Tuchel left, right? So it doesn't smell right in terms of why would he do that? How is he? And then there was a report yesterday I read about Manuel Neuer is having issues. It's not the same Manuel Neuer anymore.
No, he's coming back from he's coming back from.
But even in training, it's just not. Apparently, I read that it's just not. It doesn't look the same. Doesn't look the same player in terms of what they need him to do. And then I think to myself, Kepa's distribution is one of the most overrated attributes he has as a goalkeeper. But bro, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. If they want to take him even on loan, I'm fine. Take him on loan, obligation to get 20 million for him next. I'm absolutely fine. Honestly, and this thing about, oh yeah, but we're gonna need to buy a new goalkeeper. I don't care. Get Sanchez in number one. He signed on a 7-year deal. Get someone. Get a more experienced goalkeeper as backup, whether it's Navas or something like that. And see where we go. But I just worrying about we don't have another goalkeeper. Don't worry about it. Just get him out. Yeah, just get him out. We wanted the car out. We didn't have another striker. Just get him out. Who cares? Deal with. Find another goalkeeper. Find a backup goalkeeper who's willing to be number two. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Especially an experienced goalkeeper. Keep him on for a year. Just take him for a year. Then see what the goalkeeper market is like next year. But to get Kepa out, honestly, a dream. An absolute dream. I really hate in this window, this thing when Sanchez is brought in, that somehow him and Kepa are near the same level. And I'm going, bro, you never watched Sanchez before he's falling out with De Zerbi. I'm not saying Sanchez is the best, by the way, I'm not. But to say him and Kepa are on the same level is an insult to Sanchez.
They're not on the same level. One is definitely better than the other, I would say that. But
he's definitely better. He's not the best. But he's 25 as well. He's 20. If people keep thinking Sanchez is a young goalkeeper, you know. He's 25. He's 25. He's on a 7-year deal. He's taller than Kepa. He's a better shot stopper. For me, he's a better distribution. Has he made mistakes? Absolutely. But he's coming to a situation where he's got his old Brighton coach back, and I mean he's competition for Kepa. That means he's coming in to take the number one spot if he's got something like that. And I just think back to the. Oh, sorry, go on.
Just some quick news, some breaking news. This is from Juve. I think they had a game actually today. I think it was a preseason game. Juventus fans invading the pitch and are chanting, "We don't want Lukaku." Oh my god. Yo, it's not looking good, bruv. Oh my god. Yeah, man, it's not looking good, bruv. This is them invading the pitch, apparently. It's a bit crazy, I'll be real. But listen, man, we'll come back to this at a later point in time. Let's talk about, bruv, my boy Kepa Arrizabalaga. I need to get this off my chest, man, because I can't lie to you, man. Tuchel's talent ID, if this actually happens, is it's in the gutter, man. I'm gonna be so real with you right now. Tuchel's talent ID has never been in the gutter more if he actually brings Kepa to Bayern Munich, bro. Like, I cannot believe this might be happening. Honestly, yeah, if they are able to get Kepa out on loan with an option to buy, that is like genius. This might be, we might honestly be the greatest selling club in Prem history, bro. If you are able to offload Kepa, I swear to God, bro. Like, I can't believe this. When I read this news, this was unbelievable. But the fact that this seems to be quite legit, and it seems to be something that's got some legs to it, is actually making it even bigger in my eyes. And at the end of the day, getting Kepa off the books, bro, for one season, even if it's a one season loan, and then you're able to get him off on sale for the season afterwards, it's still a great deal for the football club at the end of the day, in my opinion. So, listen, when it comes to Kepa, bro, if we can get him off the books, I'm more than happy, bro. And I think for me, when it comes to this decision, I'm pretty sure the club would actually happily take a loss, considering of how much we've made in sales and everything. I would assume the club would be happy to take the loss on Kepa, in my opinion. Well, we would hope so, obviously, touch wood. But we will see on that one. But EPO says Kepa is one of the two keepers they're talking. It's just our hope. Let's see. The other one's Yacine Bono from Sevilla. So yeah, they're not going to match his price. Like, I don't know. Some Bayern's been looking a bit out of sorts this season, this window, because like it's really showing you how much limited they are, at least cash strapped wise, in terms of bringing in players in. So that's all I'll say on that one. Joel says Bayern trying to have the most expensive keeper wage bill. Hey man, Joel, listen man, don't matter, bro. Let them have that EPL wage bill.
What do we care?
EPL Turf says even Bayern pay 30 million in 30 years, we should accept that payment term. Hey man, I don't know, 1 million a year, it's all right by me. If we sell Mount, Kai, Gallagher, and Kepa in one window, this is an elite selling complex, 100%. I don't see this happening, but if it does, this would be the best transfer windows based on clear out. The board has done well. I would agree on that one too. Neuer's again gone for operation due to some other issue. Oh damn, that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. There was a report yesterday. They weren't convinced that he's going to be back to what he was. I mean, he's 35 going on 36, right? So it's pretty hard. But even like the distribution and stuff like that, there were reports coming out that he wasn't doing what before he was injured. So it's one of those.
Yeah, fair enough. Gabriel Aces of the Juve pitch invasion doesn't look promising for Lukaku's move. Italian clubs listen to their fans more than here. Listen, we'll see. The fact that they're still negotiating means they're probably saying fuck the fans and let's back Allegri. So you never know. Metal Face Doom says up the fucking Charles. Big up, man. Metal Doom, bro. Hope you're doing well, guys. 50 minutes of watch time. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, please. There's a bunch of you guys in there. Please make sure to do so. It's always much appreciated. And listen, I think that's pretty much all the news that I think I had. Oh yeah, this is the other news I want to talk about. West Ham is looking to do a deal with Chelsea for Ian Maatsen, loan deal plus option to buy, exit not being ruled out despite impressing Pochettino, and that's by Jacob Steinberg of the Guardian. And honestly, I'll be real, I'm not too happy about this one. This is one where I do not want this to happen at all, personally, in my opinion, because
I don't believe it.
You would have to hope that this is maybe West Ham trying to get some sort of feelers out there, possibly to try to get Chelsea to see if they would like to move on from Ian Maatsen. But at the end of the day, man, this Ian Maatsen's the top player. Obviously, been playing quite a lot under Pochettino, and there's been rumours that obviously that the club are trying to give him a new contract. considering the fact he's on a 1+1 year deal. Currently, that's how much he's got left. So listen, man, we keep Ian Maatsen, and that's something that I would like to hope so as well. What are your thoughts on that, Pies? Oh, sorry, Pies. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I just see a lot. That's all right. I don't see it. I don't see it being true. Poch has talked about him quite favourably, like keeping him in and stuff like that. Options are very limited in attack at this moment in time, given to injuries and fitness. Madueke's not fit in terms of match fitness. He's only just come back. And Cuckoo's out injured. Who else? We only got really up front. Sterling is out of sorts. Don't know about him. Mudryk is a question mark. So there's opportunities for him there to use, and I don't believe it for starters. If it was to be sold, I would presume it would be a loan after we sign a new contract.
Of course, I would agree with that one.
Yeah. Situation. But I'd be disappointed because I think he's played his way into this squad.
100%.
He's a hybrid player. He can played in all those positions behind the striker during the preseason, left, right, and number 10. So yeah, I'd be disappointed. I don't believe it though. I just don't. This seems to me like a rehash story from earlier in the summer when West Ham linked to him. They released that he was linked to West Ham before pre-season started. So yeah, I'd be disappointed to happen. Plus, you've got to think with Chilwell in and out of sorts of form and injury prone, and Mark Cucurella just not in any form whatsoever. There could be a point in time in the season where he does play left. He does see minutes at left back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's true. I don't want to big up Chelsea, bro.
Inshallah, bro. Hopefully soon. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully soon, man. We need one, man. I'm telling you for sure. Hey, man. But listen, when it comes to I've said my piece on Ian Maatsen, I want to keep him 110%. You know, I look and the thing is, man, he can play that 10 temporarily for the time being until we bring some guys in at the end of the day, which is what we need to do at the end of the day, anyway. So listen, let's just make sure this doesn't happen, and we just move on. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know, it's gonna not look good, bro. It's not looking good, bro. I'll be real. Oh, 1 second. I actually thought I saw something else, but it's all right. No, that's fine. Okay, so listen, that's 52 minutes in. Please make sure again to like and subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. I should say like, share, subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. It's always helpful for us on the channel too. Is there any other news that I'm missing by any chance? Or
you did the Reece James stuff, right?
Yeah, I pretty much did the Reece James stuff. Obviously, there was a video that came out for him, and I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
We did the Kudos, right? We mentioned Kudos. We mentioned
a bit about Kudos. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? All right. So
yeah,
as you guys know, I told you guys, you know, obviously it's on the actual thumbnail itself. Where will Chelsea finish in the Premier League? So this is Premier League predictions, and I'm just gonna share my screen and give you guys what I've got right here. So so obviously this is the thing. Obviously, this is a bit out of date in my opinion because technically speaking, we should really have probably 2, 3, 4, and 5 all finishing Champions League essentially. But got the Champions League, UEFA, UCL, mid-table, bottom half, and then relegation. And we're obviously gonna be looking at Chelsea first and first. Where do you think, Surfer, Chelsea are going to be finishing in your opinion?
Mid-table.
Wow, okay. So you think Chelsea?
Let me just preface this right now. As the squad is currently right now,
yes,
yeah, 8th. So I think really the highest we can finish is 8th.
Fair enough. And that's for Chelsea. Who do you think is going to win the league? I'm assuming Man City for you, right?
Man City. I think Man City will actually. Man City might stroll it this year.
Wow, you think so?
In terms when I say stroll it, I don't think there'll be as much of a title race as the title race was last season.
Fair enough.
So,
fair enough. Who do you think is going to be second, third, and fourth then for you?
So I'm gonna go. This is a tough one. Liverpool second.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Arsenal third.
Yep.
I'm gonna go United fourth.
All right, and then United fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. I would assume what Newcastle. What do you think that they would be? The
Newcastle.
Place,
yeah, Newcastle. I'm gonna put Villa 6. I do like their recruitment.
That's very good. I can agree to that. What did you say? Sorry, because you broke up with me.
Spurs. I'm gonna put Spurs 7th.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting pick. I can't lie. The way that squad is a sleeper squad. I can't lie to you, man. The way they're constructed currently, I can see that happening for me. And who do you think after who's going 9th, 10th, and 11th after us? Would you say? Well, I would assume one of them would have to be Palace. I think Palace will actually do well this season. You know, I'll be real.
Palace have to do it from what this squad is assembled right now. I know there's rumours about Eze leaving, and Elise leaving. So let's presume they don't leave. Zaha's gone. They haven't got. Someone correct me in the chat. I can't remember Palace's, apart from Lewis Hall. I can't remember Palace's incomings this season. Oh, they signed Franca, didn't they, from Brazil? Yeah, the Brazil kid that we were linked to. Yeah. Let's see, I'm just looking right now. All right, I'm gonna put
big up Jez.
I'm gonna put. All right, Jez. I'm gonna put Brighton 9th.
Yeah,
because I'm pet. See, now this becomes like a cluster right here, because do one of these promoted teams do a madness like they've done in the past, and one just surprises you out of nowhere? People might say we'll put Fulham, but Fulham, I don't know. Okay, so let's put Fulham 10th. Let's presume Mitrovic stays, right?
Mm-hmm. You know what, Bournemouth are building a team. You know, people are not watching it, but I
let's put Bournemouth at 11th.
Where are they actually? There we go. Bournemouth
11th. They're actually overachievers.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Burnley 12th.
Fair enough. Who do you have relegated? Because then I don't think it really matters.
Okay, here's I've got relegated. I've got Luton.
Yup.
United. And I've got Wolves. Just lost their manager, lost their best player, Ruben Neves, and lost the striker as well, even though he wasn't really on form. Yeah. So then I would put. Hang on. I'd put Forest 13th. No. Sorry, scratch that. Brentford 13th. Forest 14th. I think Brentford might fall off a bit. Then Palace. Oh shit! I forgot about Palace. Yeah, leave them like that. And then West Ham. West Ham might do what they did last year and not fall down the league, because if they go far in the Europa League. And Everton, I think Everton will finish 17th again. I really do. So that's it. Disagree, but you can't say I'm biased because I put Chelsea at 8th.
That's fair enough. Fair enough indeed. Guys, 1 hour in. Please make sure again to like, share, and subscribe. And it's time for me to do my predictions. I can't lie to you. I think roughly we have some similarities, I'll say, but I need to reset this. Come on, guys. Let me reset this.
Try to refresh the side. Yeah.
I did it literally. Look, it's not reset. There we go. Lovely. All right. So I'm gonna start with who I think is gonna get relegated first, and then I'll work my way up. So I definitely think Man City is gonna win the league again this season. I just think for me they're just too good in my opinion. Who I think will get relegated, I definitely would argue that Luton Town definitely for sure, if I can find them, will get relegated. I think Sheffield, the fact they sold Santa Berger to possible relegation rival, it's kind of crazy for me, considering the fact that he was one of their best players. and losing them to like a relegation rival is not looking good. And honestly, I think it's really a flash in the pan between Wolves and Everton and West Ham.
I don't
And
think Ross the boss will keep Luton up. Ross Barkley signed for Luton today.
Lord have mercy, mate. Nah, honestly, you know what, man? The way
I'm gonna
that
put him in. I'm gonna put him in my FPL team, but on the bench.
you know what, man? I think this might be the season that West Ham get out of the league. You know, I'll be real. They might have the lesser season this season. I can't lie to you. I think that might be
the thing about that. Whatever you think of them, they're just about to sign Harry Maguire. They've signed Edson Alvarez, and they're about to sign James Ward-Prowse. I heard Southampton quoting 52 million at the start of this window. Or side note, Jez, did you see that Raya story?
Yeah, I've seen it.
How do you feel about that, bro?
Sorry?
It's not even an obligation. It's not even an
No, it's an
obligation
option to buy. Yeah,
That's
the-
crazy,
to
man.
buy it. That's
I
crazy,
I
right?
think he extending his contract at I think he's extending his contract at Brentford for a year or so.
Oh, it might be
Right.
No, it's a
fair
weird,
enough.
it's a weird deal,
Wow.
but I mean, it's Brentford's. If Brentford didn't want to take over 30 million, it's what it is. Man.
Mad, right?
fair.
It's mad.
Gabriel says Hammers will be tough to beat defensively. That'll keep them in the league. Fair enough. All right, so let me continue. So in terms of Champions League, this is in no
I'm actually going
particular.
to shoot. I'm going to shoot off.
That's all right, bro.
I'm just
Have a nice one.
going on the invite. So make sure you like the video and subscribe, please, guys.
Of course,
And
man.
also, there is a Casually FC stream at 10.
Oh yes.
Obviously, you'll see myself and Ahmed on that. So, yeah. See you later, guys. Bye.
Have a nice one, bro. Take care, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all right. And obviously, just continuing on, who I think will be in the Champions League qualifications, I definitely, in no particular order, I think probably what Arsenal, United, and in my opinion, it's going to be interesting to see, but I think this is going to be a toss-up, but I think after everything that's done, I think Liverpool's going to be in there too. And then for me, I think, if we get the guys that we need to get in, Chelsea will finish fifth this season, and that was to call them UCL football, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to finish top four. I think, again, a lot of this depends on what happens with Liverpool and them defensively, I would say. If, obviously, they've got European League football as well, which is like something that I think not a lot of people are considering, and the fact of their bench as well. So we'll see, man, what happens with Liverpool in my eyes. In terms of 6th and 7th, I think, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say Tottenham finishes 6th in the league, and then I'm going to say I feel like it's between both Villa and Newcastle, but I'm going to give it to Newcastle because I think what will happen is, Villa will be smart and just try to win Conference League instead. And that's something that, Emery is good at doing anyway at the end of the day. So that's probably what I would see the case as being. Obviously, mid-table, I've got Brighton. I think Villa will come in mid-table for sure. Villa, I definitely think, this season, Bournemouth are going to do really well. That squad is looking good, bro. Obviously, in my eyes. And then that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Who would I have after that? That's the thing. I definitely think, Palace will probably have a good mid-table season. I can see them doing that. Palace, and then Forest, I think for me, will finish here. And then I think Burnley, And then I think in no particular order, Luton, Fulham, Brentford, West Ham, and then Everton. What are your thoughts on that one, Des? Do you think that's a bit more of a realistic one? I think you guys can finish 6, considering. I think for me, where it comes down to is that both Brighton, Aston Villa, and
Newcastle.
And Newcastle, these guys all have, even I would say, even Liverpool would add to this, even though I do think they're going to finish in the UCL spot, all have Thursday night football now. That's going to change the dynamic of the squads. They haven't also filled up their squads to the level that they've always been at too. So that's something I would always, I think that's going to cause a lot of dynamic changes in the league, in my opinion. But hey, what are your thoughts on that, though?
Now, I hear it, to be fair, like a difference to them teams and our them team, for example, is the options of being able to rotate. It's important that it's important to have a good sizable squad. So it's just some car just driving by. So sorry,
That's
people,
all right,
sorry.
bro.
Now, yeah, what I was saying is here, like if you're like in Europe, regardless if in the Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, you need a sizable squad that you can trust in, so you can rotate,
Exactly.
especially if you're smaller teams, like you would say Brighton or Newcastle or Aston Villa. So
Yep.
it's gonna be interesting to see how, because I don't. It's gonna be interesting to see which, because obviously they will probably all want to prioritize the Premier League. But when you look at them teams, they got
Very
good
much
enough
so.
money just went outside from Newcastle. Outside from Newcastle,
Mm.
I think Brighton and Aston Villa got good enough coaches to go and actually go far in their respective competitions. So they might
Yeah.
want to have a shot at that, even if it means that go backwards in the league. But yeah,
They
I
might
hear
need to do a Mourinho, actually. Yeah, they might
one
have to
second,
do
one second.
Mourinho. Yeah,
I'll be back. Yeah.
no problem, bro. Yeah, but yeah, this is the thing I've said before. Like, I think because of the fact Chelsea and Tottenham don't have Europe anymore, and it's one game a week for them. And I think Tottenham squad, has been very underrated in my opinion. Don't get it twisted. Listen, I know they're the ops and everything, but if I'm trying to be as fair as possible, they've got good talent there. It seems to me, I think Kane will probably stay. If Kane stays, got Madison there. Plus, some of the additions they've made too. It's looking good for them. Chelsea, I think if we get the Caicedo that we need, we bring in Tyler Adams as the backup too. So you've got those two guys there as your slot and CDM, and then your backup CM. And then you obviously have your striker, possibly as Nicholas Jackson, and then Cuckoo comes back, and you bring in a Kudus or Elise, who can come in and be fit and start. Then I think with
Sorry, my
Chelsea,
bad.
that's all right. Then with Chelsea, then I think you're more than good enough right now to finish fifth in the league, in my opinion. But yeah, looking at Aston Villa. I've said this before. I know. I'll give you the answers for that one. What's it called? The Aston Villa. With Aston Villa, I know Emre. Yeah, he's one of them ones. Yeah, where if he knows he can get the next league up without what's it called without needing to qualify in the league, he will just do that straight away. With Brighton, I do think it's going to be a bit hard for them to get Europa League to win the Europa League, in my opinion. But it's going to be interesting to see if De Zerbi can handling both Europa and what's it called Premier League football. That's the one thing I need to see from him, in my opinion. But yeah, man, I think EPL I wish manager is going to get sacked by December. Listen, I actually think the Luton coach is in big danger, bro. Or the Luton or Sheffield coach, in my opinion, if they're not starting to do well, those guys are usually one of the first ones out because of the fact that teams are going to be panicking that they're not going to be able to get that EPL money. So those are ones to watch, in my opinion. Moyes might be the thing with Moyes, bro. I would say with you, Chelsea, like that, is that every time we think this guy's out, he's always somehow back in. So that guy's not leaving anytime soon, man. I'll be real. Warrior J, he says Man City first, Liverpool second, United third, Arsenal fourth, Chelsea fifth, Villa sixth, Newcastle seventh, and Brighton eighth. Hey, my man is saying Tuchel's out by December for getting Kepa. You never know, man. We'll see
I mean,
on that
Bayern
one.
are not looking that great, to be honest, in terms of
Yo,
like.
they're about to lose. Isn't Brighton about to lose Bavard as well? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they're losing. Well, he could be leaving. It depends if the Bayern are actually going to go in. It depends if somebody actually going to go in for him. But yeah, it depends. It depends.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
by the way,
fair enough.
can you hear like music?
Tiny bit of music, I'll be honest.
Yes. Yeah. One sec. Yeah.
All right, bear with me, bro. Yeah, Bayern just has no unity, and obviously, I also had the Sadio Mane thing. Yeah, the way that's been reported, from what I've heard, it's not been looked good at, in my opinion. Like, apparently, the way that he's been treated and the stuff that's been coming out, at least from the French press, from I think it was RMC that was talking about what happened to him, is not been great at all, bro. It's not been great at all from what I've heard. So we're gonna have to see on that one still. Obviously, now he's at Al Nassr and everything, so shout out to him. But listen, man, when it comes, obviously, when it comes to Chelsea, we will see indeed if anything happens. Oh, okay. So the Dembele deal has been basically done, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So, guys, just quickly, give me your thoughts. Do you think Chelsea will get fifth in the league? Where do you think Chelsea will finish? Actually, I think that's a better question to ask. Do you guys think Chelsea will finish first, second, third, fourth, fifth? Someone obviously Surfer said eighth as the squad is currently constructed. Where do you guys think that Chelsea will finish in the league? And I want to your reasons. Give me your reason as to where you think Chelsea will finish as well, because that's what I want to hear from you guys as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Keisa says fifth. That's fair enough. Oh yeah, bro. I actually want to ask you. Obviously, I'm doing a little Premier League prediction here. What's your prediction? Who do you think is going to win the league first?
City.
Who do you have as second, third, and fourth in your eyes too? Then
In order, actually, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool.
So, man, where's Man United when you need them, bro? Bloody hell.
Second logo, yeah.
United, and then
Liverpool.
Yep. And then who do you have as fifth?
I can't lie, I'm with you. I think Chelsea gonna take advantage of having just playing no Europe and stuff.
Yep.
And
Fair enough. Do you think Tottenham will get sixth and then get into Europe essentially?
Depends obviously at the end of the window, but if you ask me right now,
Yep.
we can definitely get Europe, but I think it's gonna be Conference League. I can't lie. I think
it's gonna be Conference League, yeah. So you
it's
think
gonna be Conference.
so
And sixth, this is the thing though.
He's just gonna have to put Newcastle.
I think I'm probably gonna put Villa there. Villa.
Oh, fair enough.
Gonna go Europa League again.
And then you think what?
V7.
No, all right then. 8th, 9th, who you got from there onwards? If you got so you're thinking
actually, you know what? Change it up. Put Newcastle at 6th and put Villa at 8th.
Villa at 8th, and then
and then put Newcastle at 6th. Yeah.
Fair enough. And then what you have Brighton or does you after this, right?
Can you put the Brighton definitely, yeah. But can you put the comment away so I can see the other logos again?
Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah, because I can't see them yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you have after Villa, you have what, Brighton?
Yeah, Brighton, yeah.
And then who else after that?
This is why
sometimes I think it's easier if you do relegation sometimes at the end. So you know who definitely is going to get relegated.
I said this already, like I have Bournemouth overachieving this year, so yeah, Bournemouth, why not? And then Palace.
And one more spot, who's 12th for you?
I put Burnley there. Burnley.
All right. Let's do relegation then. Who do you think is going to get relegated?
Definitely Luton at 20th. I think they're going to be dead last.
All
so
right.
just I can't lie. I put Nottingham Forest in relegation.
Oh, that's a good.
I put them at 18th, but yeah.
Yeah. And then
the last spot, I can't lie.
It's for me. It's between Wolves and Everton and Sheffield. So it's up to you, really.
I'm putting Wolves there at this moment in time because of how everything is going. I feel like Everton. I feel like one of the relegation. I mean, yeah, I already got Burnley there, but I feel like one of the relegation teams is definitely going to stay up. Like, I have a feeling, and I feel like West Ham and Everton, they're just going to escape it again. So yeah, then 13th.
What, Brentford or Fulham?
I don't know about Brentford. I can't lie. I would rather put them at 14th, 15th or so, but you know what? Fulham at 13th. Then Brentford, then Everton, then West Ham. Yeah, then West Ham and then Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United is going to be scraping down there, but I feel like they're going to make it. Sheffield got a couple of decent players that I rate in the team personally.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a shame that India didn't stay for them.
Yeah, man. Obviously, he went to Marseille, didn't he? So
yeah,
man. Hopefully, he does well at Marseille, to be honest. But yeah, this is Jez's squad. At the end of the day, this is what he's gone with. Obviously, get your questions. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys disagree with that? EPL says 5th place getting UCL qualification or not will be decided in Jan, so it's not given yet. Oh, okay, fair enough. So you think what we can if we continue to strengthen in January as well as what we have, then you think we can get probably UCL football? Fair enough. Jez Warrior J93 said Jez and Ahmed score predictions for your first game of the season. Who do you face in first game of the season?
We're playing Brentford away.
That's interesting. What do you think?
You know
I think
what? I must stay actually positive because there is a good vibe around currently in terms of like the way we play, and even yesterday the game against Barcelona, I felt like considering as well we played our second to slash third team against Barcelona, and Barcelona played their best team pretty much.
yeah.
I feel like we were mostly to the whole game, not only the whole game. I felt like we were the better team with the second string. So I feel like there's a good science there. So we obviously get our centre back too now. Unless any somehow injuries happen, I feel like we can beat Brentford away. But we have a funny record at Brentford away. But this time there's no Tony. Raya is gone. So this is going to be the new goalkeeper's first game for them in a competitive game. So I feel like we can win 2-1. I say 2-1.
Fair enough. Oh, just some breaking news. I know you like this guy from Bristol City, Alex Scott. Bournemouth are set to win. Yeah, so Alex Scott is not. That's a top player. I'll be honest, man. That's
this is good. Like for me, surprised that I didn't see Brighton go in for him. I'm very surprised to be honest.
Yeah. So, listen, man. Let's get into what I think for Chelsea versus Liverpool. I actually think that game, obviously, is going to be a very hotly contested game. You can check out my preview, which I'm going to have ready for you guys on Friday. But I generally think that Chelsea probably will draw that game 1-1. It'll be 1-1 or 2-2. Like, I think both teams will not have a CDM in by the time that they need to. It's just going to be either attacking and defending. But I just think the Chelsea defense is just a bit more better than the Liverpool defense. And I think because of the fact of how leaky Liverpool's defense is, we're going to be able to create a few more chances up front, particularly with Jackson and Mudryk with their pace and everything to, get in behind that high line and get a goal or two there. So I think that's why I think for me, it's either going to end 2-2 or 1-1 in my opinion. So at the end of the day, man, we'll see what happens there. But that's my school of thought and opinion. So
sorry, my bad.
That's all right, bro. So at the end of the day, guys, I think you know what, we're going to close it here. There's not been that much news. But again, thanks again for watching. Please make sure again to like, share, subscribe as usual. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, make sure to stay blue. And I've been your host with the most, The Bridge 258.